Yeah.
She goes to you, right?
Well, so she goes to me, but here's the thing: she'll do enough to, keep it like, keep just that that 1% hope left.
Oh yeah.
So
You know
it's
what that means, right?
You're on the roster list, bro.
Yeah, you're like you're in the bottom. You're like the bottom of the roster.
You need to start sending her some TikTok so you can move up the roster list.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
don't
So
have time for TikToks.
you got.
Anyway, that was just a side note. Like I said, I kind of moved on to the next girl that I'm interested in, and things are going well so far. Again, we're just in the talking phase, but yeah, it's always that you're having good conversation all of a sudden, and a ghost from the past pops up, and it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, what do you do with this? It's like, it's like you moved on to something, but all of a sudden, someone like your past is like, oh, hey, what's up? What are you doing? Like, enough to keep you on the hook, but not enough to reel you in.
I know. I forgot who brought it up. Was it Isabel? But maybe it was Adam about social media. The one thing about social media, a lot of people don't realize, social media has kind of changed the way we see dating now, where people.
Oh yeah.
So people are always looking for the better option. So that's why I mentioned before. That's why I asked you guys, what are you looking for, short term and long term? And one thing I realized about people today, most people are talking to multiple people at any given time, and a lot of people are just jumping from one option, but they're always looking for the better option. So sometimes they'll give time to somebody, and then just and portray like they're interested, but in the back of their mind, they're still looking for something better. And if something does pop up better 2 weeks later, they're gonna move on to the better option. And I've seen this countless times where I know people that they're talking to 4 or 5 people at any given time, and if the first option is not giving them time, but the third option is, they'll give the third option the time, spend time with them. But if that first option sends a DM or sends a text, best believe they're gonna leave that third option and move on to the first option. Because you guys already know, if a man or woman is really interested in you, you're gonna commit your time and invest your time and energy into that person. Give everything if you really like that person. So when you commit to somebody, when you love somebody, you're gonna give them their time of the day. That's why I always tell people, if they're not giving you any time and they just ghosted you, that just pretty much means that they found a better option and they moved on. So but they don't know. They're missing out on you, Adam. They're missing out, man.
Well, and the thing is, like I said, I think it's funny because she'll do enough to keep that little bit of interest there. Like, oh hey, like it's not like it's one of those,
keeping the roster. She's trying to keep you in that roster. Yeah.
It's like one of those things. It's that text at 11:30, 12:30 at night. Like, hey, how was your day? Blah blah blah. It's like, and again, like when I was talking to this previous girl, like she knows my schedule. She knows what's up. She knows where I'm at relative. Like, because we were talking about, like, again, she does the truck stuff. She likes the truck stuff. So I mean, I talked about all the plans like that. So it's not like she doesn't know what time zone I'm in, what schedule, like what my schedule is and all that, and what I've got planned. So it's that weird thing, like oh, how was your day at 11:30, 12:30 at night? It's like what do you want? And it's like, and then guys are dumb enough to play into it. So you have a good conversation for the next hour and a half, and then poof, ghost again. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where do you guys live? I live in Philadelphia. Where? I live in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. We have a lot of Philly people that come down.
Hey, now I was gonna ask you, Isabel, Miami, right? You're talking about like people having options. Like there'll be certain people that just be with somebody and then just looking for the next big person. You see that a lot. You see that a lot in Miami. Everybody's always trying to find a better, because I know Miami is very competitive. Everybody's looking for like
a better yacht,
better yacht, or a bigger yacht.
A bigger yacht.
A bigger yacht, yeah.
bigger the yacht, the bigger.
or what do you call it? All right.
What?
Yeah, but this is what it is. Like, if somebody's down with you, they'll give you their time. And then you guys already know. If you ask you guys a question, if you guys found somebody that you really, really like, do you give them 100% of your time and energy?
Hell yeah.
If you really like them and they reciprocate it back to you?
Mm-hmm.
I get tunnel vision for the person I
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
I cut everyone off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you meet, and I'm sure you're the same, Adam, right? When you meet somebody you really, really like, you give them your time, even though you're busy. Even though you're a busy entrepreneur, but you find the time for the person that you really like.
Absolutely. Like for me, again, like I said, I'm with my business. So I'm based in Montana, but I'm literally on the road, 300 days out of the year. I mean, I was actually just in Florida a few weeks ago for the Daytona Beach Truck Week.
Mhm.
So
That's cool. It's in Florida.
yeah, so I was down there for that. Before that, I was in Nashville. I've got Atlantic City coming up next week.
Oh,
Then-
nice.
So I mean, I'm literally, right now I'm basically just knocking out along the East Coast. After Atlantic City coming up this week, there's a little bit of a break. Then there's another show back in Missouri, which is the one I talked to that previous chick about, and she's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then so again, I'm on the road all the time. But yeah, even with my schedule, with being busy, running the business, I mean, and I do everything. I do the builds, I do my own accounting, like I do the engineering aspect of it. Yeah, if I'm into a chick, like my free time, I will absolutely be putting that time into her. Like if I can call her on the phone when I'm like under a truck wrenching and putting suspension parts on, I will absolutely call her and be like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm working on a truck, so if you hear power tools, you know what I'm doing."
Exactly.
Yeah, like I'm straight up like, yeah, for me, like Isabel said, I'm tunnel vision for like I'm down for it. And for me, anytime I start, a new relationship or new courting of a girl, she starts off at 100%. Like she's gonna get all my trust, all my, like all the good shit. And I mean, if she starts, doing shady shit or acting weird, yeah, I'm absolutely gonna pull back. I'm like, look, I don't have time to waste. Like if I'm putting my time and effort into you, like when I have free time, like that's a big deal. So if you're gonna start, doing weird shit, start acting funny, I'm gonna pull back, and then it just creates that snowball effect of, well, when I pull back, she's gonna pull back more because because like, okay, well, if he's not giving me the same attention, like why'd he stop giving me the attention?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I do meet people that are in denial. They're like, "No, he's just too busy," or "She just forgot to call me 3 days ago." And yeah, right.